For me, and for my sisters, just the encouragement that we had and the love and adoration she had. But one day, as she's singing in her beloved's ear, as he listens and she sings and he marvels at her, he walks out the door. He walks out the cage and she flies away. And personally, I was like, similar to, I guess, when Penny would fly away, like, no. And my reaction now, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it, many of us in this room are broken. And we don't know how to bring it back together. For me, I'm not sure what part I'm playing anymore. And I know it's all about God, but I don't know what my part is. If I don't have her in my life, if I'm not in the play of, Debbie, Nordeen's youngest sister. And who is going to be there when I try to hit the high notes in life and I want to go higher? And I've hit those notes and I'm holding it and it's amazing. And remembering her voice and applauding me and thanking me and just encouraging me. And what about when we hit the low notes and there's discord and there's like no harmony to be found? Who is going to pull us all together? And mainly when it's time to rest, who's going to tell me when it's time to come back in? Because now I'm resting. I am lost, but she would tell us that it's not about us, it's about him. So, with that, I say may she rest in peace. But when I say may she rest in peace, I'm talking about Penny the parakeet. For Debbie, I pray that in heaven, in the beyond, in her next life, in the other dimension, that she's raising a ruckus. I pray that her voice is so powerful, is so loud, is so refined that even the angels stop their singing to listen to her as she praises the one, the I am, her Savior, Mayor Baba, Jesus, Ram, whatever you want to call the great one, the great ocean. I pray that they stop. I pray that when she creates an arrangement up there, it's so massive with this choir of angels. She calls them the a cappella choir in the sky. And I want to thank, I think it was Angela, for giving me a notebook yesterday that was of hers. She wrote that in a notebook, the a cappella choir in the sky. When that choir sings, I pray that the curtains of heaven open so wide that there's impact into this earth. And I pray that as she bangs on the drums of heaven, it's like thunder into the earth, so that we can't, that there's just a huge impact. And may we all be able to say that we just hope that Debbie is soaking in that great ocean of love, which I know she is. But she would ask us to also rest, and we'll know when to come back in, because it's not about her after all. It was about the gift that she was given, the instrument that she was and continues to be, even though we can't see her, because she would say, I'm the Atma, the soul. As Mani would say, I am not the cage, I am the bird. And that we can move forward. And so I say, drown in the ocean of love, sweet sister, and it is well, very well with my soul. Amen and Jai Baba. And I do believe that we have a video that I was able to help edit, but that Debbie arranged this particular arrangement with Women's Song, and it's a special arrangement of Ocean of Love.
That's what I love about music. It happens in the now. It happens in the now. There's only now, the beautiful present, and we can make it what we want it to be. When you think about singing, it's just such a miracle, because it's the spirit expressing itself through your body. It's your soul expressing itself through lips and teeth and heart and blood and breath. I mean, it's all that. And of course, mind. It's just one of the most beautiful things anybody could ever do, is to sing together.
I am the
body, the subtle body, nor the mental body. I am the Atma, soul. It's just one of the most beautiful things anybody could ever do is to sing together. Be in the beautiful now. Okay.
And thank you to Deanna for creating that beautiful video. That was gorgeous. And I want to invite one of Debbie's many musical collaborators, Kathy Riley, to come up on stage. Do you need it over? Do you need it over?
Do I need what? Yeah, okay. So Debbie, you're here with us, and I feel you so strongly, and thank you for the gift you have given me and all of us here. And I'm making sure, as you had asked, that I only sing 4 verses. But Debbie, the 4th verse I don't like, so we're going to repeat the first verse. But I'm sure you won't mind. My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the real, though far off hymn that hails the new creation. Above the tumult and the strife, I hear its music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? What though the tempest round me roars? I know the truth, it liveth. What though the darkness round me close? Songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging. Since love is is Lord of heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing? When tyrants tremble sick with fear and hear their death knell ringing, when friends rejoice both far and near, how can I keep from singing? In prison cell and dungeon vile, our thoughts to them are winging. When friends by shame are undefiled, how can I keep from singing? My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the real, though far off hymn that hails the new creation. Above the tumult and the strife, I hear its music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing?
Now I invite the wonderful Denise, one of the last, not last, sister. Thank
This is so surreal, isn't it? So beautiful, too, at the same time. I think this is probably the first event that Debbie has ever participated in planning that she hasn't shown up for. She obviously had better things to do, but at the same time, just because she isn't here and just because we cannot see her doesn't mean she isn't here. And I'd like to believe that she'll live in the hearts of those who loved her forever, all of you and all of us near and far. She's here. I'll probably be reading this because when she gave me directions about planning, and I know she was talking about me, she said, I don't want anyone, Denise, going on and on and on and on. So I will probably read this out of respect and try to capture her spirit anyway. During this time of transition, I find great comfort in picturing Debbie doing things that she loved to do, from singing, directing choirs, sending thoughtful cards to friends, entertaining house guests, and making the love of her life, Peter, a beautiful batch of Indian curry in her crock pot. And Debbie loved her crock pots. I could go on and on about that. There are so many things that Debbie loved to do, and I'm going to rattle off a few of them. Debbie was a bargain hunter who could rehab a thrift store special and make it look brand new. She was a writer, editor of newsletters, a fundraiser, a video editor, a dementia caregiver, a choral director, incredible singer, a devoted lover of Mayor Baba, and an amazing sister, aunt, wife, daughter, cousin, and friend. And that was just on Mondays. My first memories of Debbie were that of a nurturing sister who would carry me on her back, piggyback style, and push me on the swings in the park when I was 3. Debbie carried me on her back several times throughout life. And There were times I carried her too. When our parents in their elder years truly needed her, Debbie was there supporting both, even in each of their final hours. As my first voice teacher, Debbie annoyingly pushed me out on the stage by encouraging me to perform in public when I was really, even though my sisters won't agree with this, too shy at first to do that. Later in life, we had so much fun recording and traveling the world as 3D Jones. It was so much fun. She made me feel as if anything was possible. She really did. And I remember when she was 18 and I was 11, she was recovering from mono. And one day, she didn't have a lot of energy. She was getting her energy back. And one day she said, "Let's go to the mall." I was 11 at the time. And I said, of course, I was a caregiver even then, I think. And I said, "Debbie, it's a long distance to walk there. Are you sure you want to walk to the mall? We don't have the cars." And she said, "Follow me." So we walked about 2 blocks away to a very busy street. And she said, "Just do this." So I just did this. And I was like a tomboy, 11-year-old, no cars stopped. But she did this as an 18-year-old beauty. And we had cars screeching their tires or practically smashing into one another. And we had a nice ride to the mall, I tell you that. Very nice. Debbie's can-do spirit was infectious. Like the rehabbing of clothes, when setbacks would arise, Debbie would always focus on silver linings. When hospitalized with the first cancer, I believe in 1990, she remained positive. I said to her, we just talked real, like in a real way with one another. I said, "How can you be so positive after receiving a cancer diagnosis?" She said, "The only thing I can control, Denise, is my attitude. And I am choosing to find the good in this because God is in this." Debbie was brilliant at finding the good in everything. And her greatest skill, I believe, on earth was in bringing out the light in others. Debbie never forgot a person's name. I'm not kidding. And some of the most difficult people to get along with, Debbie would get along with. She would, because she found the good in people. She saw the miracle and the light in a person, even through all of the distractions that we can sometimes put forth in their personalities. Well, everyone except me, of course. I'm kidding. Anyway, Debbie's greatest love, her greatest love was Peter, of course. What a beautiful marriage they had. What a beautiful partnership. It was beyond a marriage in my mind. Who goes to India and finds the love of their life in another country just to find out they're from Michigan? Honestly. And to find out a perfect match. They just had so much fun together. And I could go on and on about that. I'm sorry, Debbie, I'm trying to keep it under 4 minutes. Okay. Debbie, many times in life, Debbie would share her love for Mayor Baba, but she was misunderstood by some who did not follow Mayor Baba's teachings. But Debbie never judged people who judged her. She loved them anyway with great love because she knew that judging leaves little room for loving. Debbie was all in on being her beautiful, natural, unique, sometimes quirky self, as we all are, right? She was not willing to conform to belief systems that were incongruent with her own spiritual leanings. And by being true to herself, Debbie gave all of us, with our quirkiness and our uniqueness, permission to do the same. I remember playing in the yard as a 9-year-old one time, And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I hear, "The hills are alive." And I'm like, where's that coming from? It was so amazing and so loud, but not in a bad way, in a beautiful way. And I'm like, where's that coming from? 2 blocks away, as she got off the bus, she was just singing. She was becoming Julie Andrews with the song, and just full voice, not caring what people thought, right? And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of her uniqueness, is that she could truly be who she was. My last one-on-one conversation with Debbie was with her saying, it ended with her saying, "I've lived a great life. I've lived a really great life." I truly believe Debbie is still here with us, right here in this very moment. She has only changed her form. And the best way to honor my precious sister is to pay her memory forward through loving action. Do what you love to do, and Debbie will be cheering you on. Be who you are meant to be fully, without apology or compromise. And Debbie will be with you, cheering you on. So in conclusion, Debbie is not gone. She is right here, right now. Because if there's one thing I know about Debbie Nordeen, is that she would never want to miss a great party or celebration, especially her own. So now I have the pleasure of introducing Angie West, singing a direct request from Debbie herself. A scholar's analysis of When I Was Less by Dying has said, the Rumi poem signifies the continuous journey of spiritual advancement, where each death is a stepping stone towards a deeper connection with the divine.
One of us.
So 25 years ago, I'll talk for a second. Debbie was my interim voice teacher in college while I was between voice teachers, but obviously I had never had one that I had the same spiritual belief system with. So it was very seamless and exciting to have. It's like when you go to a therapist and they already know everything about you, so you don't have to like have any background stuff. So that was the benefit of those vocal lessons. But the very first song that I ever wrote, Debbie helped me voice the chords because I was a very clumsy pianist, and she helped me learn how to fill up the space with chord structure so that it actually sounded like I knew what I was doing. And I can't believe it. I mean, that trickle, that ripple in the water, I mean, everybody here knows what that means. I mean, hundreds of songs later, I'm like, she did that for me. She knew it. She knew that she was the sort of starting the ripple. But yes, she specifically requested the song, so I'm going to sing it for her. All right, but we gotta, mixing a harmonium and vocals is kind of tricky, so keep up. I
Angie, do you have the top so we can take this down off? We need to take this down off. Yes, please. So while Angie is doing that, the Nordeen Family Singers was a fabulous and important part of Debbie's life. And we now have a recording of them singing, "I'm Yours."
I sleep within your heart, and all the world is mine, but I'm yours. You burn your candle bright, yet I'm the source of light, and all the stars are mine, but I'm yours. The ages pass, the sages ask, they say, when will you come again? I say, when the lion lies with the lamb, and when on truth you take a stand, I'll be there. You behold the rainbow's hue, yet I'm the one who colored you, and all the world is yours if you are mine. You live in the universe. You adore my grandest works. Yet the only work I do is to draw you to me. The ages pass, the sages ask, they say, when will you come again? I say, when the lion lies with the lamb, and when on truth you take a stand, I'll be there. You wonder where I sleep. I sleep within your heart, and all the world is mine, but I'm yours. The ages pass, the sages ask, they say, when will you come again? I say, when the lion lies with the lamb, and when on truth you take a stand, I'll be there. You wonder where I sleep. I sleep within your heart, and all the world is mine, but I'm yours.
Peter, would you come up and share a few words? And do you want the microphone on the stand, or are you going to take it off?
I'll put it over here. I'll just leave it like that. Tighten it up. Okay. To our dear friends and family everywhere, thank you for expressing condolences and good wishes. I apologize for not reaching out to you individually. It's been a very hectic time. Meher Baba's sister Money, who was the epitome of cheerful equipoise, told us, people are happy when a baby is born, and they're sad when somebody dies. But it should be the other way around. We could be more serious when a baby is born, because in each life there is a share of suffering that must be experienced and endured. And when that share of suffering is finished, that person dies. I have this here somewhere. Pardon?
It's a little soft.
Okay. I can't get that thing open. I don't know.
Debbie said you could do anything.
Meher Baba said, nobody suffers in vain, for true freedom is spiritual freedom, and suffering is a ladder towards it. The sisters told you some of Debbie's life. I'll tell you a little more, and I'll tell you about our life together. Their grandfather, maternal grandfather, died when she was 10. They had other problems they didn't tell you about while they were growing up. It wasn't easy. Their mother was a great example of how to deal with things, and she accepted all these things as God's will. So she was an example to Debbie. Debbie loved Sunday school when she was a child, hearing the stories of Jesus. But she had an experience when she was 12 years old, as her confirmation class stood before the congregation, and they were asked to recite a pledge of faithfulness to the Lutheran Church, which she found unsettling. Where is God? What about God? God should always be first. God is more than any church. And it caused her to think more deeply. At this time, of course, Debbie was singing more and more, going through high school, and her urge for truth was also strong. When she was a senior in high school, she did study and a report on karma and reincarnation, which was a natural answer to the question of the disparity of suffering in the world. And also the answer to this question, which always bothered her, that how could when she was young, she thought, how could children everywhere, how about people all around the world who didn't have the opportunity that we all have, just because they're not baptized in the church, they're going to burn in hell eternally? It didn't sit well with her, naturally, as so many. Carmen Reincarnation answered the question. The soul goes on through many experiences, and each lifetime is a step closer to truth, God. She was in 11 musicals in the Rockford, Illinois area, often playing the lead roles during those years after high school and through college. She got involved in Christian Unity churches, and she moved to Montana. She associated most of her friends in teaching there were Christian scientists. She enjoyed their company a bit, but there was always a problem. The Son of God became a bit obscured by the focus on impersonal God and the self. But that wasn't quite a fit. The sisters had a cousin named Kent Rogers, who was born 12 days before Debbie, and they were both spiritually inclined people. At the time Debbie moved to Montana to begin teaching school, Kent decided he was going to go to India in search of a guru, in search of some answers, something. So he traveled overland to India. When he arrived there, he decided, well, how to do this. He looked in a book that he had, gurus, masters, whatever. Okay, alphabetically, Avatar Meher Baba. Well, it's not too far from Bombay. I'll go there first. I was there then, January 27th, 1976. Kent got directions from somebody in town. They showed him, you go there to Meher Baba's place. So he had taken a bus, and then he was walking the final mile towards Marizad when a bus came by full of these people, and somebody opened the door and said, get in, what are you walking here without a hat on for? Not knowing that he was just coming there for the first time. He got on the bus, and there were all these people, many of them were just like him, but they were very happy and natural. He liked that. But Kent was an intellectual, an avid reader, a serious seeker. So over the course of the next few days, he talked to a lot of people. He talked to people who had just gone through the same thing he was going through. He didn't know that it was a special time of the year. The anniversary of Meher Baba's dropping his body was January 31st, coming up. So in the meantime, he talked to a lot of people. He's a very cautious person, wary. Nobody was going to tell him what he had to think or believe. So he met all these people. Somebody gave him Meher Baba's discourses to read, and because he was a writer himself, let alone the content of what he was reading, he really recognized and admired the style of presentation and the authority. Meher Baba never wasted words, succinctly described everything. Never used the word perhaps and maybe in the theory. Never you find that. Just like that. And he was so greatly impressed. But still that thing, but how can he say he's that? Was happening with him. So for Amartisi, all of these people from around India, there were still many people alive who had great, profound experiences with Meher Baba, who would come for that celebration. And he was interviewing them. Everybody had a fantastic story. He was so intent on rapidly finding a solution to this question, could he be that he really went through all of this process rapidly. So on the evening of January 31st, he was on the hill, and had that experience of conviction. Once he had that experience of conviction, then he became Kent Rogers the Zealot, Mayor Bob. So I was there, I was observing all this. It was a fascinating thing to watch people come and get this kind of a thing from being exposed to Baba's Mandali and his place there. Within the next 2 weeks, Kent and I spoke a little bit. And during one of those conversations, he was looking at me like this. I got to tell you something. I don't know how to say it, but you remind me of so much. You remind me so much of one of my cousins. And I just know I have to tell her about Baba. So he wrote her the letter and essentially said, I found God and I found him for you too. And of course, her reaction when she got the letter is, he's totally gone nuts. How arrogant. So then this tug of war for a few years started happening. He was sending her information. She would read a little bit, but she was still teaching school, and then she was still doing theater. She moved from Montana to pursue her career in performances in 1978, moved to New York City, and got some good contracts to perform all around St. Louis, national tour of Oklahoma, other things. In the meantime, Kent came back. He was traveling around the world, visiting Baba places, Baba centers, Baba people everywhere. He was the only person I know of that ever did that. He came back in 1979 in May. He told Debbie, I'm going to pay your way to Myrtle Beach, the center in Myrtle Beach. I want you to meet this man, Adi K. Arani, one of Baba's oldest disciples, who's here. She said, free trip, I'm coming, sure. So Ken picked her up at the airport in Myrtle Beach. They drove to the center and he told her, if you don't believe in Meher Baba in 3 days, I'm never speaking to you again. When she went to see Adi, personal interview, she told Adi, my cousin Kent told me I have to believe in Baba in 3 days or he's never speaking to me, and she thought he was going to say, how arrogant and what a thing to say. And instead Adi just laughed and he said, yes, Meher Baba has many children and some of them are very mischievous. While she was on the center for those 3 days, Bob Brown, one of our old musicians, heard that she was a singer. So he asked her to take part in the song he was going to sing for Saturday night. You are born to love the living God. And the chorus is, Meher Baba, Meher Baba. So she joined the chorus and sang that song and sang along with the song a little bit. And when she went back to New York, she said she couldn't get it out of her head. She was just every day, Meher Baba. And she thought, after that trip, she said, I don't know if I could ever become a Baba lover, but you know, they're really nice. They're natural and honest and happy. Gee, I think I could marry a Baba lover. Okay. She started reading the discourses after visiting the center, and she had that same experience that so many of us have had, and that is that he says it so well. That's exactly what I knew. I thought that. But wow, how he says it, it's amazing. Just that resonance was there. Still, there was that thing in her mind. But is he really that? So she was determined to go to India to find out. In the meantime, she got another gig in Reno doing My Fair Lady. She earned enough money to come to India. She came November 12th, I believe, 1979. She arrived at Ahmednagar. Over the course of the next so many days, within 5 days, meeting the Mandali, talking to people, she wrote in her journal that she had an exceptional personal experience of Baba coming to her to give her darshan. And that was just the beginning of coming closer to Baba for her. Shedding the old false beliefs and just loving God in a natural way. It was, I believe, a day or so after that, that we first saw each other. I was a resident at Mehrabad at the time. We were on something called the spiritual training program. There was no business with, as Baba would say, no boys and girls business, something like that. So I had come up the hill, it was dark, for the evening to pay my respects at Meher Baba's tomb shrine. There's a queue there. I was standing in the queue like that, and I just looked up, and there's a beautiful woman staring at me, smiling. Kind of. That's where we first saw each other. We didn't speak to each other. We first spoke to each other a few days later at Merazad, where Baba's home is. And of course, people found out that who she was. She was a performer, singer. She was immediately conscripted to play the lead role in the play for Mera that year, which she did. I was also in the play as a buffoon's supporting act bit for comic relief. She traveled with a few friends after that to North India, came back and didn't feel very well, and realized the doctors came, diagnosed her, didn't tell her at the time, told her later that she did have hepatitis. So she had hepatitis for several weeks, struggling with that. And that was her first experience of dealing with suffering, illness, and being with Baba, which she said was a very great experience. When it was all over, she said she was so very happy with everything, but she had to go through that. Debbie had to extend her stay for 4 weeks because of that, and she was also then had a small role in Baba's birthday play, which I also had a supporting role in. She left a few days later. We didn't spend that much time together, but on her final day, a group of us spent some time together just after Baba's birthday time. And that's where we got to know each other slightly more. Let's fast forward a couple of years to 1982. Living in India and not having much, I had to come back to America to work. So for the second time, I came back to James and Elaine Cox's property in New Jersey, and I was working there building for them. A mutual friend of Debbie and I told her that I was in New Jersey and that I would probably go to the meeting on July 15th, which was a meeting of a padre, one of the old disciples who I was very close to, who had died 4 months before. So there was one last video that was coming out. So a group of us went in to that meeting on July 15th. Debbie said that when that friend told her that, something went off in her mind and her heart, and she just had this thing, and she said, she had the thought, oh, he's the one. I just want to grab him and kiss him for 7 seconds. So when I arrived at the meeting, she was behind one of the tables for information, and I walked up and said, "Oh, hello," without blinking. "Hello." The meeting was good. After the meeting, we went out for ice cream. We got together, talked a little bit. I had to get some things to bring to India, and I was going to Michigan. She offered to help me in New York get those things that we wanted. So we started a little correspondence. The very first little letter she sent to me was the next day, July 16th, which was exactly 1 year before we got married. Amazing. Anyway, in that course of communication, I told her that I was planning to go to the center of Myrtle Beach for, I don't know what it was, 5 days, a week, before going back to India. And she said, "Oh, well, I've been thinking I should go to the center." So she made reservations, took a Greyhound bus from New York City to Myrtle Beach to be with me. And we had beautiful days at the center. It was just wonderful. Really something. She followed me everywhere. We were in the ocean one day, and it was lovely, and she came close to me and kissed me. And I was like, "Well, why did you do that?" And she said, "Baba told me to." How can you answer that? We went back to, Art had driven me down from Michigan with a few other people. He drove me back to New Jersey. From New Jersey, I was taken to New York the next day, where Debbie was there to receive me and help me do the shopping that I needed to do. We spent a day and a half together doing all of that, and it was something, what was happening. I got to cut it already? Okay. I didn't tell the best of it, but...
You have for 10 minutes.
I passed. I'm done.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Our story has been written in a book called Meher Baba's Next Wave. You can see all of that if you want to read it. We never had a date. Our courtship was through written correspondence. And there was a delay between mail from India to America and back and forth. 12 days, 14 days. So the very next day after I left on the plane, she started writing letters. She had me for life with the first letter. But she wrote me during the following months that we were apart, she wrote me 43 letters. I'm only going to skip ahead to the one day. It's an incredible story that Mara called her privately. Mara, for some reason, had it in that Debbie, she had to pay attention to Debbie, and she did call Debbie privately on January 27th, 1983. Found out that somehow Debbie and I were getting married, possibly. And she was very supportive, told her a number of things. One of the things she told Debbie, though, was, "You're how old now?" 31. Too old. Better not to have children. This is a very rare thing for Mary to say to anybody. I don't know of anybody else she said that to. But looking back on it, of course, there were two reasons for this. One was that we wanted to devote our life to Baba's service. Children would have been a problem, a distraction. We didn't have children or pets. We love other people's children and pets, but we didn't have any. The other thing is, it would have been very difficult for children to watch their mother go through everything. You know, Debbie had Hodgkin's disease in 1990. We went back to India to live as residents in 1987. We were very lucky to live in the trust compound because Debbie was able to work with Mani Erich Balnatu most every day. In 1990, she started losing a little weight, some things happened, and we had to go back to America for treatment. We were back and forth. I had no idea how much I'm going to be speaking here. I'm sorry. Let me just go to the end of it. She had so many things happen. She got cancer again while we were in India. We discovered she had colon cancer in 2000. There were 5 years when we couldn't get back to India because we had moved to Asheville, and we just had bad luck no matter what happened financially, and we had to struggle. I was working 60 hours a week on average. And anyway, we finally got that. When she had cancer, how we paid for this, it's unbelievable. When she had cancer the second time anyway, we still didn't have health insurance. So we just had built a new house, and I got a second mortgage on it to pay those bills. All these things. We went through years of this kind of stuff. We did so many things together. We did Mayher Filmworks during that period. She was bitten by a poisonous snake and almost had her foot amputated. In India, the only person ever that happened to. When her mother had dementia, they started side by side singing. A few of those folks are here too tonight. That went on. That was for people with dementia and Parkinson's disease. We did Nordeen Family Singers, which to all of us was one of the highlights of our life. And then Debbie, we had COVID, we had to stop, then Debbie got sick again, and we were done with that. The reason I wanted to tell you about the suffering is I don't need sympathy, nothing like that. Everybody knows what happened. But there were people who would say, if Meher Baba is who he said he is, why did he let Debbie suffer like that? Once, this is how Meher Baba explained it. This is my grace. This is my real mercy, which descends on a very, very select few. These are my friends. They are my lovers to whom I give the gift of sorrow and distress. It is a gift much greater than gold, of incalculable value, and not given to all. This gift is only for my beloved children. This rare and great gift of privations, troubles, and suffering is destined only for a few. That's not prosperity gospel. It's a great thing, a marriage with the foundation in Him. I don't have the poetry to describe it. Together we made each other so much better. I want to tell Debbie what she wrote to me in a letter about 1.5 years ago. I love you very, very, very much. I always thank Baba for putting us together. Marriage is sacred. Yeah. For us, there's no such thing as till death do us part. Okay. May Baba bring us back together.
We have a beautiful opportunity to see Debbie and Peter singing a lovely duet together.
Ask me again.
Oh, there he is. Oh, there he is. Okay.
Yes.
Tell him about it. Peter's going to tell us about this.
You may remember Baba's words. The Avataric period is like the springtide of creation, and that the influx of creative energy released at that time is available not only to the spiritually advanced, but for all. Humanity, consciously or unconsciously, responds to the Avatar's presence on Earth by expressing art. Many of the great romantic love songs we know were composed while Meher Baba was alive doing his work. This next song, by the Gershwin brothers, was written just months before Baba traveled for the first time to the West in 1931. But it was never used in any production, so essentially was lost for over 50 years until it was rediscovered in Ira Gershwin's archives. He considered this song to be the greatest of his unpublished works. This is Ask Me Again.
Ask me again, who's the one I've begun to adore?
Ask me again, who's the one that my heart clamors for? Who is the who has me tied in a bow knot, so that I know not just where I'm at? Who is it makes my friends all fine, that I've a one-track heart and mind?
Oh, ask me again. Let me tell how I fell from the start.
One look and then couldn't govern the love in my heart. Who is it I looked high and low for, whom I will go for my whole life through? Please ask me again. Let me shout to the world, it's you.
Ask me again, who's the one I will always adore?
Ask me again, for I'd like to explain it some more. Who thrills me more than the circus of Ringling? Who keeps me tingling from head to toe? Who is it in my heart to stay, at least forever and a day?
Oh, ask me again.
me again, who's the why and the where and the one? Who is it I looked everywhere for, to care for, my whole life through? Please ask me again, let me shout to the world, it's you.
Ask me again, who's the moon and the stars and the sun?
Ask me again, who's the why and the where and the one? Who is it I looked everywhere for, to care for, my whole life through? Please ask me again and again, let me shout to the world, it's you.
Thank you. Oh, is that for our dancing? Thank you. Thank you very much. Where's the rest of that crew now? Get out of here. Thank you so much. We love those songs, and some of you who know how I like to, choreograph everything, but at least I got him to agree. It just happened at rehearsal the other day, and he did dance with me.
At least my lifelong promise has finally been fulfilled that I'll take her ballroom dancing. That's enough.
She was trying to get us all to learn, steps, but these two guys wouldn't do it. Anyway, I just do want to say thanks, Deb, for you. She really got this. We never would. It'd be like trying to herd cats with these two.
Well, these two. Oh, yeah.
And so I just want to say thank you for everything you did.
Well, thank you for taking
If
me
I could
into
get
the
a word in
plan.
edgewise.
Yeah, go ahead. See if you can.
Okay.
luck with that.
Yeah. So actually, the real story is that each one of us was asked to propose a song or two songs to do this, and that's how we came up with the collection. But all the vocal arrangements that you're hearing, all the harmonies, and most of the arrangements of most of the songs were done by Debbie.
She did them all. She did all the arrangements. What are you talking about?
That's what I love to do. Thank you.
That's the
I can do that, but don't ask me to work in an emergency room and take out somebody's sliver or something. So
She will. She literally will faint.
I'm just saying the stuff I get to do is, anyway, thank you so much.
We're having a really great time here tonight.
Here we go.
And that was the Nordeen Family Singers, one of Debbie's many gorgeous projects that she did. Debbie co-created musically with many, many people. And this next song that we're going to sing as Woman's Song comes up was truly a sisterly collaborative effort. The lyrics are by Deanna, based on a traditional Irish poem. The music was created by Deanna and Denise, with a choral arrangement by Debbie. Debbie directed Woman's Song for over 20 years, and she asked that Woman's Song perform this song as part of today's celebration. I know that we're singing it to her, but I really also believe that she's singing it to us. I'll leave it to Debbie to introduce the song more fully.
There's that beautiful Shakespeare line, parting is such sweet sorrow. And it expresses how much we love being with each other. And I've always loved that expression. And when we do part, we never know, will we meet again in 5 minutes? Will we meet tomorrow? Will we meet next week? Or maybe we won't meet again just now. And I like to so appreciate the moment that we have together and remember that when we part, love holds each of us in the palm of her hand.
May the
few closing announcements for our last song. First, you know, Debbie would always be so grateful to everyone who made any production happen. And so I just want to thank the family and friends who have contributed this beautiful church space, and Reverend Susie and the great tech team in the back. Thank you for making this possible. Anna, Debbie's niece, had a dream a few weeks ago, shortly after. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, you all heard that? Had a dream a few weeks ago in which Debbie asked that rose petals be shared with all attendees. So you'll find on the back table right in front of the tech stand beautiful roses, a little envelope that you can take it with you, and a handout that explains more about that dream. Please pick one up on your way out of the sanctuary and read about the dream. A reception with lunch and refreshments follows this program. Thank you to Jeannie and the whole crew who put it together.
Eat a lot, because there's a ton of food.
Eat a lot, eat a lot, eat a lot. It will be in the rooms on the other side of the foyer. There are 2 sections of rooms. Food items are labeled with those for sensitivities. Is that true?
Yeah, they should be pretty labeled.
They should be pretty labeled, so you can check that out. The slideshow that began earlier this morning will be running here in the sanctuary after the program. There's no food or drink allowed in the sanctuary, so if you want to come, stop in and look at some more, just make sure you do it before or after you eat. And then there's no reception line or anything along those lines. As Peter says, nothing so churchy. But please feel free to find each other, family and friends, and share your love and joy and your remembrances of Debbie. So one close friend of Debbie's said to me just a few days ago, Debbie was fiercely cheerful. And I totally agree. Each time that Woman Song performed this next song, and we did it many times over the years, Debbie would wear a big smile and she would say that she wanted it sung at her memorial. So Debbie, we are doing this for you at your memorial. It's a song that really illustrates her cheerful attitude despite any circumstances. Many of you know this song, and you're invited to sing along. So partners, let's get ready to ride that trail home.
some peace of mind.